What was your first reptile?
My first reptile. So when I was younger, I grew up in the Philippines. I was born in
Okay.
America. I moved to Philippines at like first grade. I stayed there for the next 6 years. So my first pet snake was a retic, caught in the wild. I'm not even joking. It was we were swimming in like a river, and then they just saw the snake like by the bushes. It was a baby, and then everyone was afraid. And then at the time I was watching a lot of Animal Planet. Thank God it wasn't a venomous snake. I went there and picked it up with a stick and took it home. I didn't know what it was. I watched a lot of Animal Planet. It looked like a good idea. My dad didn't stop me. We took it home, and then a few
So
years
how
later, I
big
had it.
was it?
Huh?
How big was it?
It was small. I was feeding it baby rats still. It was
Okay.
really small. Like
Okay.
scared at all to get bit. But now I look back at it, it could have easily been a venomous snake, and it didn't bite me though, thankfully. But that was my first pet snake, and then I had him for maybe about like 2 3 years. Eventually died on me. I didn't know too much about snakes yet, about like snake
Mm-hmm.
keeping. I didn't have any heat source for him, but it was in the Philippines, so the weather was kind of okay. He was able to
Exactly.
stay with me a long time. And then after that, I moved out here in 2009, 2000, and then when I moved here, dude, the snakes was a crazy thing. It blew my mind. Like the place I moved out here in, I lived in California near LA, and then we lived near a reptile store. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was mind blown. Well, what snakes
Yeah.
there were, because coming from the Philippines, at the Philippines, they most people are afraid of it. Not you don't won't see much pet stores there. Like if you see pet stores, it's like cuddly animal type pets. And when I saw that reptile shop here, changed my life, man. I got a
That
corn snake
yeah.
from there, started breeding. Fast forward to today, I'm still breeding snakes.
So like I have to back up a second.
Mhm.
Your first pet snake was
Was a
one you
wild caught
grabbed in the
retic,
wild.
dude. In the
Like
Philippines, it's pretty common to see a lot of reptiles out there, amphibians too.
okay.
So there'll be like geckos in our crawling in our walls, frogs coming in during raining season. And this was what our door closed. They find their way in. I don't know how. Now living in
That's
the Philippines was
wild.
pretty fun with all the animals. You see bats flying all the time.
Okay.
There was a lot of animals, and
That's
the part of the Philippines I lived in, like we were covered in really dense like rainforest like environment. So it was a
okay.
lot of animals. So when I saw that snake, I took it home. I bought a cage.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely raised that snake completely wrong. I didn't know anything about snakes at the time, other than the stuff I saw on Animal Planet. I didn't know
Uh-huh.
reptile keeping was a thing. The Philippines, you don't see it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Oh wow. Wow. That's crazy. Your first animal to be a wild caught
He
animal.
got pretty big too. I had him for maybe 2 3 years, 3 years at most. I don't think he passed that point, but he got to the point where I was feeding him like the adult rats already. So he
Okay.
got pretty big
So
with me.
how was your relationship with him? Was he
He
did he
was
like
not
to
aggressive
hold
at
him?
all. Able to
Okay.
hold him all the time. Had my friends holding him. It was good, dude. That yeah, man. I look back at it now. I'm like, dude, that was a horrible idea, but it turned out okay for me, man.
It turned out okay. I know there was a
Yeah.
story where I don't know. I don't know where I heard the story. Somebody had like found eggs and they turned out to be like baby diamondbacks and they hatched out and luckily they didn't get bit. The
Oh
kid that
man.
did get, which is crazy, but that is human nature to be inquisitive, to
Yeah.
learn about stuff. Sometimes it ends good, sometimes it can be horribly bad. But thankfully yours was a good
Yeah.
situation.
I actually have a
Um,
picture of it. I'll post it on my story later. I have to look for it. It
uh,
got pretty big.
that
Like
is
I was a
cool.
kid, had him around my neck. It got pretty big, dude.
That's I would not expect
Yeah.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what really got me into the pet keeping side of things, other than just seeing them on TV.
Hmm.
And then for breeding, first thing was corn snakes. I don't know. I just
Okay.
like how corn snakes looked at the time. I
Mm.
got like what did I get? I got a bunch of different corn snakes. Started breeding them,
Yep.
and that was like I told you earlier. I trend and then jumped to college in 2000, I think 14. So from 2010 to 2014, I was breeding heavy on corn snakes. Like I was probably making like 10 clutches a year with corn snakes. It was good.
Jeez.
And then 2014, I went to college. I sold everything I had. Dude, when I finished college, got my first job. I kid you not. First paycheck, I jumped back into snakes. Yeah. It's what I'm meant to do, man.
Hey,
Dude.
there's a passion there. You can't hide it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You got to go with that passion. Oh wow. That's crazy. Wow. So from the wild caught reticulated python to corn snake breeding, and how did you get into ball pythons?
Um, so when I after college, I was originally planning to jump back into corn snakes like how I left it, but I saw the market was different already.
Mm-hmm.
Making corn snake sales was really hard now at the time because it was so saturated already, and there
Mm-hmm.
wasn't much new morphs to make. It was at the point where the morphs that you would combine it, won't even know it's there.
Gotcha.
And then I saw the ball. So I started looking into other things like, okay, maybe there's more crazy stuff. I saw ball pythons, I saw pieds, clowns, a bunch of new stuff. And then I saw
Mm,
that the banana. So when I left the snake thing for college, banana ball pythons were selling for like 30, 40,000. I came back. I saw one for 200. Blew my mind, dude. I didn't
right.
care for the genetics. I was like, let me get one. I bought a banana ball python right away. And if you, it's on my YouTube's profile picture. That was the first ball python I had. I was just like, dude,
Okay.
how is this 200? This was
Yeah.
40,000 before I left.
Yeah.
So
They
when I
did
saw a
drop
200 price tag,
fast.
I was like, okay, I bought it.
They drop so fast.
Yeah, because it's a
Unfortunately.
codom. Everyone's gonna
Yeah,
mass
and
produce it. Yeah.
it exactly it got mass produced, and then it found out about that the sex issue it has, the
Oh
linkage.
yeah, yeah,
So that definitely didn't help it either, because you had to get certain ones to be able to get
yeah.
females. So that kind of threw
Getting
you
the
off
female
too.
maker,
But
male makers.
yep,
That whole female male,
it
male maker part, I'm still a little confused with it.
is
Yeah,
because it can change after a couple generations.
yeah,
It can change because a female maker could still make males, and every so often to give you a non-female in a clutch that's actually a banana, and vice versa.
yeah.
It is a generational thing with them sometimes,
Mm.
and then it's
Yeah.
just weird odds.
For
So
me to avoid that confusion, my bananas now are females, just to avoid that whole
that
male female
definitely
maker.
helps.
Because if you
That
breed a
definitely
female, I
helps.
think you get like 50-50 male and females,
Yep,
right? Yeah. So
yep.
this year I produced two banana pieds, one's male, one's female. So that's why I went for female bananas instead. I was like, it's too confusing. Got to keep track.
Smart.
I was like, yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna just get the female.
Very smart. All right, Missy, Patrick. I think who else came in? Primal Scales. Jeremy just popped in. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. As I understand, a female makes males, and it's a female maker. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
females
my
can
understanding
make
for it too.
yes, but can females make females as well?
Females can make either male or females,
Yeah,
50-50,
50-50.
but
But
then
the
the males are
male,
going to be female makers,
yeah,
from my
there you go.
understanding. Yeah.
That we're gonna lock it in. That's how it is the rest of the world, people. Right from now, that's
We'll
how
keep
it
it at
is.
that, man. We'll start seeing inconsistency. It doesn't matter.
We've already locked it in. It's set. It's done. All right.